Hello, my brothers and sisters, and I want to welcome you back to the channel. As you know, I'm Reverend Ron L. Spradley of Covenant of Grace Ministries. We're going to pick up today. We've been in this eschatology series, which we told you this is the doctrine of last things. We've been talking about renewing your mind and attitude, but today we're going to shift to a new series. We're going to be talking about the second coming of Christ. So remember, these are the doctrine of last things, all of the things that we need to know and understand at the end times. So we've renewed our mind and our attitude to prepare ourselves for the teaching that's coming. So now let's talk about the second coming of Christ. First thing we want to talk about, begin this series, is the signs of Christ's second coming. We're going to talk about the signs of Christ's second coming. The first sign we're going to talk about is apostasy, all right? An unbelieving and self-will movement away from Yahweh or God, away from the living God. So this is going to be a turning away from the faith. This apostasy is here. We see it now. We see it inside and outside of the church, quote, religion. All right. So let's look at our scriptures. Matthew 24:3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the signs of the coming and of the end of the world? So the disciples came to Christ asking this serious question. What will be the signs and the end of the world? So the signs, they're talking about the signs of his second coming, okay, and the end of the world. So in Matthew 24, he says to them, and then shall many be offended. They're going to be offended because their belief is going to turn to unbelief. So they're going to be offended by their faith, all right? They're going to be offended by their own faith in Christ, and they shall betray one another and shall what? Hate one another. So we're talking about division. We're talking about turning away from the faith. This is part of the apostasy. All right, Hebrews 3:12 through 14, it says, take heed, pay attention, brothers, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of what? Unbelief in departing from the living God. This is the apostasy, all right? He's saying, be careful, take heed, pay attention, that your heart doesn't become evil and unbelief comes in it, departing from the living God. But exhort one another daily while it is called today, all right? Lest any of you be hardened through what? The deceitfulness of sin. But we are made partakers of Christ if we hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast unto the end. So let's look at some key principles in this sign of apostasy. All right. What are some of the signs of the second coming based around this apostasy or the turning away of the faith? Many shall turn away from faith in Christ. Right? That's our first bullet point. Betrayal and hatred toward one another. Look around. These things are happening now. Okay, these two things are already happening. All right. Here's some things we need to do as believers. The remaining believers must what? Make sure their own heart, okay, are not evil and unbelieving, turning away from the living God. That's why we need to stay in the word. We need to constantly meditate in the word. All right. So we are anchored. So we are grounded. Just because you attend church is not enough. The end game is to learn and apply what you learn. That's the end game. You've got to learn and you've got to apply what you learn. It's not just attendance. It's just not showing up. It's learning and it's application of knowledge. So we can anchor ourselves for these difficult days that are in front of us. Believers must encourage each other, right? We got to stay together. Got to stay together to encourage each other. And believers must remain steadfast and unmovable. As these evil and difficult days come, we got to be grounded and anchored in the word. We got to know the word. We have to be knowledge based. We have to apply what we know to become and remain steadfast and unmovable. Hope this soundbite has blessed you. We look forward to bringing you more teaching in this area. May God bless you and keep you till we have an opportunity to come to you once again.